The woman opened the refrigerator and found only a can of pet food inside. However, the hopeful gaze of the dog did not win Faye's sympathy, so, astonishingly, she actually ate the dog's food right in front of its eyes. Yet, this unreliable woman turned out to be an interstellar bounty hunter. This man. As soon as he entered, Faye mistook him for the wanted criminal Decker, so she approached him and initiated a conversation, using her beauty to attract his attention. While he was distracted, Faye swiftly pulled out a gun and pointed it at his chin, claiming that the dragon tattoo on his chest was the best proof. She then instructed the man next to her to call the police. Upon hearing this, the man immediately ran out. But when he went out, he accidentally showed the dragon tattoo. Faye realized that she had apprehended the wrong person and quickly drove her spaceship to chase after him. Unexpectedly, Decker pulled out a glass tube from his pocket. With just a light touch, the spaceship was blown to smithereens. It was the first time Faye found herself in such a situation, and she felt utterly embarrassed. Meanwhile, Spike arrived at the bar, wanting to pour himself a drink to warm his stomach. At that moment, 3 bounty hunters were harassing a female waitress. A muscular woman couldn't bear to watch and stepped in to help. However, during the fight, a man accidentally bumped into Spike, causing egg yolk to slide down onto his pants. This made Spike furious, and he joined the fray, quickly driving the 3 individuals out of the bar. The woman's name is VT. A space truck driver by profession, VT is just her nickname, but whoever can guess her full name will receive a sum of money. Since no one has guessed it correctly, the amount of money keeps increasing. VT seemed to dislike bounty hunters, considering them reckless gamblers. Spike was about to get involved, but he received a call from Jet, who informed him about Faye's situation. Upon hearing that Spike was a bounty hunter, VT's attitude turned hostile, but Spike paid no mind, and with a slight smile, he intended to leave. However, as soon as he stepped outside, he was stunned by what he saw. His spaceship had been destroyed by the 3 bounty hunters from earlier. Spike shamelessly sought out VT again, wanting a ride and conveniently picking up Faye along the way. After returning to the Bebop, Jet complained about his exhausting work. He not only had to cook for them but also repair the spaceship. The fugitive Decker, an explosives expert, had his spaceship filled with explosives awaiting a trade. Meanwhile, VT, who was transporting cargo, coincidentally encountered Decker's ship. VT pursued him, forcing him into a mining area on a small asteroid. She promptly informed Spike about it. Upon receiving the news, Spike and Faye immediately set off. Cornered and with no way out, Decker used explosives in the mine tunnels. Decker also received the deserved retribution, but VT became trapped inside. Spike and Faye arrived just in time. The previous explosion triggered a chain reaction, and if Decker's ship exploded, the asteroid would be destroyed. They had to transport the carriage containing the explosives out. VT maneuvered the spaceship to connect with the carriage, and they searched for an exit in the mine. Just as they caught a glimpse of hope, it was blocked again. Spike's ship weapon system was still not repaired, making it impossible to open an exit. Consequently, they decided to use Decker's explosives to blast their way out. Spike set the cockpit to a 40-second self-destruct mode and instructed Faye to place the explosives inside. He then took a deep breath, ejected himself from the cockpit, and desperately floated towards VT's direction. VT hurriedly opened the door, intending to bring Spike into her ship. However, due to the airflow in the mine, Spike was shaken off and fell. In a critical moment, Spike pulled out his handgun. They managed to escape successfully. Inside the ship, Spike noticed VT's pocket watch and guessed her full name. It turned out that VT's late husband was the legendary bounty hunter. VT took out a thick stack of banknotes and handed it to Spike. However, Spike only took 1 bill. Spike and Vicious were once partners in the Red Dragon Syndicate, fighting side by side. However, they had different ideologies. Spike wanted to leave the syndicate behind with his loved one, while Vicious was ruthless and would stop at nothing to become the syndicate's leader. The story took a turn with the introduction of a man named Mao, a high-ranking member of the Red Dragon Syndicate. Mao, in order to ensure the syndicate's continuity, negotiated a peace agreement with a rival faction, but in the blink of an eye, Vicious blew them all up. He even pushed Mao off a high-rise building. Now, his next target was Spike. On board the Bebop spaceship, Jet saw a bounty posting for Mao, offering a whopping 28 million. The reason stated was that Mao had killed high-ranking members of a rival organization. Jet knew that Spike used to be a member of the Red Dragon Syndicate. But in the face of such a high bounty, Spike didn't care. At that moment, Faye returned to the ship and saw the bounty posting on the screen. She thought that Spike and Jet were planning to take the job. However, Spike was anxious because Mao was his benefactor, so he took the ship and tried to get some information. Faye, on the other hand, was tempted by the bounty. She got all dressed up. To the target's opera house, she managed to find Mao's room, but as soon as she entered, someone held a gun to her back. She sat down uneasily, with Mao's body next to her, and behind her stood the ruthless Vicious. Meanwhile, Spike found an old acquaintance, Annie, an ordinary-looking bookstore lady who used to be a core member of the Red Dragon Syndicate. She had believed that Spike had died 3 years ago. Spike explained that he came for Mao, and Annie tightly gripped her glass, passing him a handgun. She told him that Mao had been searching for him all these years, because he believed Spike was still alive. Spike returned to the Bebop, took out another gun and many grenades. Jet tried to dissuade him, warning that it was likely a trap. However, Spike continued to arm himself, revealing his connection with Mao. He said even if it's a trap, he'll repay the favor. Just then, Faye initiated a video call and informed them of her kidnapping location. Donning his trench coat, Spike arrived at a church. Vicious had been waiting there for some time. He mocked Spike, comparing him to a toothless wild beast. The outcome is bound to be death. Vicious henchmen aimed their guns at Faye, threatening Spike. Facing intense enemy firepower, Spike calmly retaliated with grenades. Faye seized the opportunity to escape. Spike and the other side are fighting and moving to the upper floors. In the fierce fighting between the two sides, he was accidentally hit in the abdomen. In the meantime, Faye requested backup from Jet, who promptly sprang into action. Spike made every effort to eliminate all of Vicious' henchmen, but Vicious launched a surprise attack while he was momentarily distracted. Severely wounded, Spike was defenseless. Vicious cruelly gripped Spike's face and threw him off the building with all his might. Spike also took the opportunity to throw a grenade. During the descent, a beautiful woman appeared in Spike's mind. He recalled the bloody battles he fought for the Syndicate and the days when he fought alongside Vicious. In the haze, the woman turned her head. It was Julia. In that moment, he felt as if he had traveled back in time, and Julia sang a haunting melody beside him.